Jangan lupa subscribe, like, and comment.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, how are you today? I hope you fine and happy today. We are group 4 will present the result of our presentation with the title is General Election System for the Member of Parliament and President. Okay, before we present our material, let me introduce the member of group 4. Okay, number 1 we have Asfa Duta Kastelani. Number 2 we have Muhammad Maulidan Akbar. Number 3 Yuris Diorini, and then number 4 we have Resina Mutiara, and it's a member of our group. Okay, before we explain our presentation, we know in Indonesian have two era, old order era and new order era. We will explain general election system for the member of parliament and president in old order era and new order era. Okay, let's start the presentation. Our first material will explanation by Resina. For Resina, time is yours.
Okay, thank you moderator for the time, and now I will explain about the presidential election system in the old order era. The presidential election system in the new order era was carried out directly or appointed by MPRRE. MPRRE was the highest institution in the country. The presidential election system by the MPRRE lasts for quite a long time. Starting with the election of President Sukarno, even during the New Order era, the MPRRE also chose its president such as Suharto, B.J. Habibie, Abdurrahman Wahid or Gus Dur, and even Megawati Sukarno Putri. The direct election system for the president only stopped when fourth amendment of the Constitution was complete. Direct election was controversial because it didn't implement of the spirit of Pancasila. Why? Because the fourth principle contains a value where the Indonesian people are people who uphold the values of democracy and deliberation. Of course, direct elections are considered not to be carried out according with the values of democracy and deliberation because they do not involve the people in the election. It was only during the Reformation period that Indonesia was able to realize democratic election and deliberation involving the people in accordance with the values of Pancasila. In the fourth principle, at the time, the first election for president and vice president was held on 5 July 2004 for the period 2004 up to 2009. This election is not conducted separately, but where the presidential and vice presidential candidates have been nominated in pairs. Okay, that's the material of me. Thank you.
Thanks for Resina because good for explain the material. And for the next, the material will explain by me. Okay, in here I will explain the election system, the DPR in old order era. The election system for DPR during the old order was using the electoral system, which was first held in 1955. Elections were held in Indonesia as a means of democracy to achieve national goals. In fact, the government in the past 3 months after the proclamation of independence on 17th of August 1945, had stated that it wanted to hold election. This was stated in the first president edict that 3 of November 1945. It stated that election would be held in January 1946 for the DPR and MPR election. And in that case, of course, there was a reason why the election were not held in 1946. It was explained that there were internal and external factors. In internal factor, the government is not ready to hold election, and the country's security or transparency is low. And the external factor, there are still foreign country disturbance that require Indonesia to be involved in war so that it can hold election. So in the end, the election in Indonesia was released after 10 years of independence. The nature of the general election with the election, various kinds of political parties emerged. Political parties are institutions that provide candidates for legislative members who will later serve in the DPR. In Indonesian first general election, it involved 13 political parties and was considered positively by foreign country. Okay, that's all material I can explain. I hope you understand what I say. Okay, for the next material, will explained by Yulis. For Yulis, time is yours.
Thank you, the moderator, for giving me time to explain for material. Next material, President. During New Order area, the president election was held in the MPR General Assembly Forum. The MPR special session was held on 7 to 12 March 1967 in Jakarta. Suharto was had a promotion as a 4-star general on 1 July 1966, was appointed acting president. Suharto was finally officially appointed as President of the Republic of Indonesia. Then Suharto continued to be re-elected by the MPR as President in 1973, 1978, 1983, 1988, 1993, 1998. President Suharto government was known as authoritarian government, and the New Order was also a period of development in Indonesia. President Suharto close relationship with ABRI allowed the military to monitor people who criticized the New Order government. The New Order also improved the economy and development in Indonesia from the effect of the Old Order policy. But during the New Order area, there were a lot of fraud in police, especially in election. As Anahar Gonggong said, there were not truly democratic elections during the New Order. Everything has been enacted and does not reflect the real aspiration of the people. Due to the many and pleasant events that occurred during the New Order, I was finally on 19 to 21 May 1998 in 4 of the Jakarta DPR or MPR building. Until May 21, 1998 at the Merdeka Place,
President Suharto resigned for this position and new order.
Okay, thanks for you, Liz, because very good for explain the material. For the next material, will explain by Asfa. For Asfa, time is yours.
Thank you, moderator. Okay, I will read the material about the new order DPR. The electoral system used in the new order era is to use the system proportional to the stale cell closed list. Where are the people in choosing not to know the figure of the candidate who will elected? Vote gives vote for the party, and the party casts its vote to the candidate with the number top message. Thank you. I will back to moderator.
Thanks for Asfa because very good explain the material. That's all our presentation. The conclusion of our material is in order in all order era, the electoral system in Indonesia was carried out without involving the people, because many think the electoral system in Indonesia is not in accordance with the fourth value in Pancasila. Then, in the end, a general election system was implemented in Indonesia by involving the people in new order era. Okay, thank you guys for listening our material. I hope you understand the material we explain, and once again, thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. See you.